Everyone, we're just live from the event, so I thought I'll let you guys see what's happening in the background whilst we're getting started. Right behind us is where our team is set up at Australian Healthcare Week. We're going to be here for today and tomorrow. So you can come in. It is a free event for you to come along and join. You can come visit us at our stand, have the chance to potentially win $500 gift vouchers or $20 gift vouchers. As you can see, Dom's doing how much cash do you think this is? And I've got a big stack of cash here for you guys to see. I'll explain a little bit more about this later, but whilst we're waiting for everyone to join, we can see what's happening. Our team's actually designed some notes. So we're on healthcare home loan money. Not as good as the real thing, but it definitely gives you an example of how much money you can potentially save. We are here, we are live from Australian Healthcare Week. Just behind me, you can see our healthcare home loans booth, where we've got people stopping in to find out about all the exclusive benefits that you get as healthcare workers. My name is Carla Neshi, and I'm one of the mortgage brokers here at Healthcare Home Loans. And today I'm going to take you through some of the things that banks don't advertise. I'm just going to wait for a couple more seconds and then we can get started. But if you are in Sydney and have some time off, feel free to pop in to Australian Healthcare Week. It is a free pass. You do get CPD points for attending. And you also have the added benefit of collecting some amazing bits and pieces. You can get your lanyards, your pens. People are giving away the squishy balls. We're giving away gift cards if you can guess your savings on the LMI. I've got a big stack of cash that actually evidences how much money you could potentially save by working in healthcare and utilizing the benefits that are applicable to you. All right, so I won't hold you here because obviously you've got a busy day ahead of you. But exclusive home loan benefits for healthcare workers, what banks don't advertise. Healthcare home loans. We are Australia's healthcare lending specialist. My name is Carla and I'm one of the mortgage brokers here. What do we actually do and how can we help you? So we have access to exclusive healthcare lending benefits. We compare 50 plus lenders. We offer personalized support and it's at zero cost to you. We like to make home loans super simple for healthcare professionals. We understand that you guys are time poor professionals working very hard throughout the day. So we try to remove that added pressure of working on your finances and making it as easy as possible. So today we're going to walk through a first-home buyer success story. These clients, Darren and Cindy, are now have become very good friends of mine. They were first-home buyers and referred to us from their boss who helped on their home loan. Fun fact about Darren and Cindy is when they first got started, they had actually spoken to two different banks to get their borrowing capacities and understand what their cash requirement would be to proceed with their first loan, which is phenomenal. It's really tough when you're working 5 days a week, 8 or 9 hours a day, sometimes longer than that, and you want to try and figure out how you're going to buy your first property. It's a very stressful experience. So having to share your details to different banks, have different meetings and speak to lots of different people can sometimes be stressful. And in their situation, they had these meetings so they could compare what everyone likes to do. What is my interest rate? How much cash can I put forward? What's this actually going to cost me? So they had about a 5% deposit ready to go, but they were offered high interest rates. They would have needed to pay lenders mortgage insurance, and they had little time and expertise in this part. Now, not all banks are going to offer you a waiver. They're not going to offer you the best rates. They're not going to offer you what's available because they're going to offer you what they can offer you. Also, when you're talking to a lender, I had this experience recently where I was talking to a lender. They didn't actually look at what I do for a role. They looked at my pay, and that's what they were caring about. They weren't actually looking at, oh, for example, Darren, was he a dentist and Cindy, was she a dental assistant? They didn't see any of that. They just looked at how much they were earning and did the capacities off of that. So when they came to us, a mortgage broker, we have the option of expanding the horizons and seeing what other banks, what other opportunities are available to them, not limited to what that single bank could offer. In this scenario, we're able to successfully help them. They're a first home buyer, they're scared, they don't know what to do. Um, and this stack of cash here that I've got, it's a chunky pile. This is their LMI savings. This is exactly $44,217. And that is the LMI that they would have had to pay if they had put down a 5% deposit on their $1 million home loan. That's a lot of cash. Just hold it. I can barely hold this cash in my hand. And that is what they saved. And when I explain this, I try and explain this to my clients on a daily basis. That when you're putting down a 5% deposit on a $1 million property, that's $50,000. So that's a lot of cash already. Imagine then spending additional $50,000 in just fees when that could actually go towards your first property. So that's the first thing. The way that the bank was going to do it, there's a couple of ways that can happen. You can either pay this out of your pocket, and most people do because banks offer only up to a 95% um, loan unless you get a guarantor and other things, but we can discuss that at a later date. But in this circumstance, they were offered to pay that up front. Now, imagine if you only had a 5% deposit and then you're being told you have to pay an additional fee of basically your deposit size in order to get your home loan. So that stunted them a bit because then they had to reduce their home loan to about 90%. So that way they could incorporate the LMI into their loan. But that then means they had to reduce their loan, they had to reduce the property price that they're looking at, and there was other costs that came into it. So by chatting to us, we're able to effectively allow them to buy with a 5% deposit and save this chunk of cash. The other thing is when you put in a smaller deposit, the bank tier their interest rates to the risk. So a high interest rate is applicable to a smaller deposit. The smaller deposit that you put, the higher the interest rate goes because the bank sees that as a risk. Basically, as you might be aware, 20% deposit is the safe number. By putting a 20% deposit forward, the bank doesn't charge you lender's mortgage insurance for everyone else in the market who's not healthcare related. And they'll also give you a better rate because the bank says, well, you've got a stake in this property, you've invested in this, you've got more time and cash put into this. So less risky to them. But if you work in healthcare and you put forward a 5% deposit, you also get the added benefit of having an amazing rate. So at that point in time, the rate was about 7%. For them specifically, it was actually 7.42%, which was just psycho. But utilizing the healthcare benefits available, they're able to secure a rate of 5.98. This reduced their monthly repayments from $8,532 to $7,672. That's a huge saving. As a first home buyer who has worked the most of their working life saving their money to buy a property, being able to have a monthly saving of $859.75 is huge because that is a $10,000 saving per year. So not only were they able to save their $44,000 in lender's mortgage insurance, but they were also able to save the $10,000 in addition on their annual savings, which is huge. When we discussed this, it was actually very funny because one of the banks that they had spoken with was the bank that we actually did their loan with. They got shied away. Their bank didn't advertise to them that they could buy with a 5% deposit. They were told that they had to reduce their loan amount and were told that they would have had to pay a higher interest rate. It's no one's fault. It just wasn't advertised. That's why through speaking to us, we were able to help them secure this amazing deal. First home buyer success story, that's their result. Darren and Cindy moved into their dream home sooner with a lower payments and no hefty LMI fee, and were able to get in with just a 5% deposit. The best part for them was that it was a smooth process. I've actually got their story just on their board back there. So it was quite a win in their scenario. They were able to purchase easily. They saved their cash and they were very, very happy. And the reason why they were happy was because we did a lot of the legwork for them. They didn't have to go and spend time researching which bank to go forward with. They didn't have to spend time looking and checking every single document, spending an hour with the solicitor. Hey, solicitor, can you just make sure that everything is right on this document? This legal document that's binding me to the bank for 30 years. They didn't have to worry about their different borrowing capacities because your bank isn't always going to give you the same borrowing capacity. Commonwealth Bank won't give you the same capacity that Westpac will. And it's just because of the way that they assess your income. And through coming to us, they effectively had saved about 6 hours of research and time, not having to drive to the bank and chat to a lender, not needing to research the additional terms and conditions, not having to go to different banks to talk about their borrowing capacities. These are all things that take up time. And by working with us, we were able to save that time for them, put more time back in their day, because they're able to just jump onto a Zoom call like what you're doing today, have a quick chat with myself, and then go off the recommendations that I've got because I have all the information already done and prepared, which makes it so much easier in the long run for them. Not only is it saving them time, but it is saving them money. So let's get started. If you guys are looking to see what your bank isn't advertising to you, contact us. We're here to do a health check. We can check. A lot of our clients recently have come to us and said, "Hi, Carla," or other brokers that are a part of our team. "Hey, I'm with so and so bank. I just want to see if this is working well for me. I've been paying it down for the last few years. How can I pay it down faster? How can I save on the interest rate? What benefits are applicable to me through my bank?" Other examples of this is what's not advertised. A client recently had gone to Westpac for a Rocket Repay home loan. They had done that through another mortgage broker. They'd also been paying money on their credit card they've got with that bank. Just a little fun fact for you. If you have a home loan with Westpac and you're a part of their Rocket Repay Advantage package, you don't have to pay for your credit card. You don't have to pay the fees on the credit card. Obviously, you have to pay the money back that you use. You don't have to pay the fees on that. And it's a big saving. So all these little things that aren't being advertised to you, it's not your fault that you don't have access to that information, but you can definitely reach out to our team. We can provide you with that information to be able to support you with your existing lender, or potentially move you to a lender that's better suited to you, that can give you better interest rates, save you fees, and effectively manage your money a little bit better to give you the most savings possible. That's what we're here to do. So feel free to get in touch with our team. If you don't know what you qualify for, let us know. We're here to help. Reach out to our team. We can help you access the perks that banks don't openly advertise. And that's what we're here to do, so we can save you as much money as possible. You can either go to our website, healthcarehomeloans.com.au. You can scan the QR link that we've got there. If you give us a call, I'm going to tell you now that you're going to reach our reception and they will pass your call on to us. So you won't be able to reach us straight away. Today, our team is busy working at the Healthcare Home Loans Week, but you can also reach to us via email, solutions@healthcarehomeloans.com.au, or on social media. We often do little bits and pieces on Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn and Facebook to give you bite-sized knowledge gaps. I think, I don't think of the word that we say there, but basically, if you just want 30 seconds of quick information about how you can save money, you can also join there. Or if you want us to do a free financial assessment, working with our team, it's 15 minutes, non-obligation to you. But what you can actually get out of it is property reports. If you've actually got a property, we can do a property report and tell you how much the property is being valued for. If you have a current home loan, we can go through and tell you if your rate is good, how we can improve it. If there are ways that you could improve your home loan by paying it down faster or saving money on the interest that you're accruing on the daily basis. Um, if you just want to have a conversation to understand how, maybe you're a mother or a father or auntie and uncle and you've got children who are wanting to get into the market. Maybe they're not a healthcare professional, but they want to understand things that are available to them. Reach out. We're here to help. We're a free service for you, and we're here to help you every step of the way. Um, it was a pleasure chatting with you all today, guys. I'll give you time back so you can go back to doing whatever you're doing, but feel free to reach out to our team whenever you need. We're here to support you, and we look forward to speaking with you all soon. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure seeing you all.
Thank you.
No worries, guys. If you want to drop by Healthcare Home Loans, feel free. The team's just waving over. And just remember, this is how much money a client has saved, and you can potentially save that too. Don't be afraid to have the chat. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys soon.